I never understood how betrayal could smile in your face until the night before my wedding. The whole day had been a blur of noise and excitement. Last-minute fittings, family dinners, people laughing in every hallway of the hotel. Everyone kept saying I was blessed beyond measure to be marrying a woman like Claire. She glowed wherever she went, confident, magnetic, the kind of woman who didn't just enter a room but claimed it. We had weathered years together. Grad school stress, job changes, tiny apartments, midnight dreams carved into the future. We believed we were building. She was my closest friend, my stability, my refuge. Or so I thought. That night, I was in my suite with my best man, Eric. We'd ordered cheap takeout and were half listening to some late-night stand-up routine when his phone buzzed. He glanced at the screen, and I watched the blood drain from his face. "You good?" I asked. He swallowed. "Yeah, probably nothing weird," he muttered, but his tone was off, tight, nervous. "Eric, what happened?" He hesitated, then handed me his phone. A message from Jenna, one of our mutual friends who happened to work with Claire. "You didn't hear this from me, but Claire's ex, Tyler, is at the hotel bar. Someone saw her heading upstairs with him about half an hour ago." My stomach dropped like a stone through water. "No," I said automatically. "There's no way. She's probably with her bridesmaids." But even as I said it, my throat tightened around the lie. Eric stayed silent. He knew. So, did I. I grabbed my jacket and walked out. The lobby was still alive. People drinking, talking, celebrating, oblivious to the little earthquake happening inside me. I pushed through them, heading for the elevators with shaking hands. When I reached her floor, the hallway was quiet. Too quiet. The kind of silence that tells you the truth before you even open a door. Her suite wasn't locked. I stepped inside, expecting to find her alone, maybe planning something, maybe proving my fear wrong. Instead, I walked into a scene I will remember forever. Her white silk rehearsal dress, crumpled over a chair, a bottle of wine, half empty, 2 glasses, still wet around the rims, and on the bed, under the warm yellow glow of the bedside lamp, Claire, with Tyler. I didn't shout. I didn't break. I simply stopped breathing. She gasped the moment she saw me, scrambling for the sheets. Tyler kept his eyes down, like a man trying to make himself disappear. "Daniel," she whispered, voice shaking. "It's not what it looks like." I laughed. An empty, broken laugh I didn't recognize coming from my own chest. "Then explain," I said quietly. "Tell me what this looks like to you." Her mouth trembled. "It was a mistake. I don't. I cut in. You don't get to use that word tonight. Not before the day you were supposed to promise me forever." Tyler stood, dressed in silence, and brushed past me like a ghost. For a split second I wanted to swing at him, but then I realized he wasn't the one who had convinced me my heart was safe. She was. Claire reached for me, tears falling fast. "Daniel, please, listen." I stepped back. There's nothing to listen to. Her sobs followed me down the hallway, echoing off the walls like a curse. I left her room, left the hotel, left the life we were supposed to start, and I didn't once look back. By dawn, my phone looked like an emergency alarm, missed calls, messages, apologies, panic from her family, from mine, from the wedding planner. But I didn't answer anyone. The venue, the flowers, the guests, all of it could burn. I wanted out. I drove until the road felt like another universe. Hours blurred together. Her voice faded in my mind like static losing signal. Somewhere between exhaustion and heartbreak, I understood something harsh. The woman I was about to marry had already made her choice, and it had nothing to do with love. It was about control, about ego, and I had mistaken it for devotion. In a cheap motel miles away, I stared at the ceiling and made myself a promise. She would never hear from me again. Not a word, not a breath, nothing, and I kept that promise. The next morning, our supposed wedding day, chaos erupted. Her parents panicked. Guests whispered, and the coordinator lied to everyone about an emergency. But rumors spread fast. Claire stood alone at the altar. No groom, no vows, just a ceremony that died before it even began. I didn't see any of it. I was far away, watching rain slide down a motel window like pieces of a dream dissolving into nothing. She called me 47 times that day, then 28 more the day after. The messages poured in. I was drunk. I messed up. I hate myself. Please, Daniel. I can't breathe knowing what I did. I responded to none of them. I blocked her, changed my number, switched apartments. Took a work transfer just to avoid the places that reminded me of us. Months passed. Pain softened, but it never fully left. Sometimes I'd wake reaching for a memory that no longer existed. Sometimes I'd remember her laugh and feel a knife twist inside me. But then I'd see the hotel room again, the wine, the sheets, the lie, and the sharpness returned. 2 years later, I ran into her. I had just stepped out of a coffee shop when someone said my name. Daniel. I froze. She was standing there. Claire. Familiar, yet diminished. Her posture wasn't as bold. Her smile wavered. Her eyes held a sadness I'd never seen in her before. Finally, she said softly, "You look good." I said nothing. "I've thought about this moment 1,000 times," she continued. "But every speech sounds stupid. I just want you to know, I regret that night more than I've regretted anything in my life." I nodded. "Good." Her voice broke. "I loved you. I still do." That word, love, rang empty from her mouth. "If you loved me," I said quietly, "you wouldn't have made me watch you tear apart everything we built." Tears fell. I was scared. I felt trapped. Tyler was familiar. I thought I needed closure. I ended up destroying everything instead. I destroyed you. I shook my head. "No, Claire, you didn't destroy me. You set me free." She stared at me, stunned. "You showed me what love isn't," I continued. "What promises mean when they come from someone who can't keep them. I'll remember you, but not in the way you hope." Her voice trembled. "Can we at least start over? Not as us, but maybe as two people who once cared." I took a breath. "No, some stories don't get rewritten." I turned and walked away. She didn't try to stop me. That night, she texted from a number I hadn't blocked yet. "I still keep the ring you never put on my finger. It reminds me of everything I destroyed." I stared at it for a moment, then deleted it, because she was wrong. I wasn't her unfinished chapter. I was the ending she never saw coming. Epilogue. A year after that encounter, I heard through a mutual friend that Claire had left the city, quit her job, cut ties, vanished into a new life. Some said she was rebuilding. Others said she never fully recovered. As for me, I started over slowly, gently. Love found me again, but this time I move with caution, not blindness. And whenever I catch my reflection, steady, grounded, I remember the man who stood in that hotel doorway years ago. The man who didn't scream. The man who didn't stay. The man who walked out, quietly, completely, and never looked back.